So there we go. But Rob G., there might be a turnover in the National Football League when it comes to naming the football stadium. I'm just
That's
saying.
right. If you've been paying attention over the weekend, not to that interview that we saw on Fox Television with President Trump, where first he was booed during introductions and then did the 10-minute
loudly.
Did the 10-minute interview where it was felt like a press release on video. It's, not much of a pushback, which is fine, I guess.
No, what are they going to do?
Yeah, right, exactly.
They're afraid to death. My God, to challenge or say anything. I would just be like, if I was in there, just put tape on my mouth. This way.
So the one thing that viewers were upset about, obviously politics is one thing, but one thing that a lot of viewers were upset about with that Fox television interview with President Trump at halftime of the Commanders-Lions game is not once did they address the elephant in the room, and that is a report that came out on Saturday that President Trump and the White House have let it be known to the Washington Commanders football franchise that they would like their new stadium to be named after President Donald Trump. Now, this is not reported. This is all speculation. Make that very clear.
Which would not surprise me at all.
The speculation is, because you recall about a year ago when this stadium was approved, that President Trump publicly threatened pulling funding to the stadium because a lot of the funding is coming from taxpayers unless they did something. And now the speculation, again, speculation not reporting, is that this is President Trump's request. In order to facilitate the public funding to Washington, they would have to then name the stadium after him.
And I say, no way, no how should the Washington Commanders cave in to the president. And this is like the whole idea of it is ludicrous to me. First of all, if I was a Washington Commanders fan and I found out that they caved into the president to get the stadium and they had to put his name, I would give up my fandom. I really would.
You would.
I'm on principle. You know this. I'll be on principle and I'll just be like, it's fine. You could have it. Other people can go and enjoy it, do whatever they want.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to be a part of it if
Right.
you're pressured into putting somebody's name on a stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, it just isn't done. And not from someone who's so divisive. Like, you would have to show me like a situation. Maybe 20 years from now, he's passed on.
Mm-hmm.
They name stuff after people. When I fly into JFK, I don't go, oh God, I got to go into this airport. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't have those kind of feelings.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's that kind of president where you're going to feel comfortable or good about it because he's divisive. We talk about there are people who are divisive.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James is divisive. So there are a lot of people who love LeBron James. A lot of people can't stand LeBron James.
Yes.
There are people who are divisive. I look at Trump as one of those people who's divisive. Also, if you remember, how did they go from the Commanders from the Redskins?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't because what was his name? I almost forgot his name.
Snyder.
Daniel Snyder. I was going to say Dan Gilbert. That's the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
Daniel Snyder said he would never change the name over his dead body. And then FedEx, Coca-Cola, and somebody else said, okay, well, we're pulling our advertising dollars.
Yep.
And that happened very quickly, did it not? Okay.
Yeah.
So you could also alienate advertisers and people who normally would be invested or put money into your franchise or whatever. So it's about a divisive person. That's the issue with it. Not because he's president, not because he's conservative or any of those things. There are conservative buildings and airports named after plenty of people.
Yes.
You fly into George Bush Airport in Houston, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't fly in and go, oh, my God, do I have to go here or not?
That's right.
You don't. I don't think that Trump is the same as some of those people who had things named after them. I think it would send a terrible message. I would I would give up my fandom if I felt my team caved. It's almost like the Jimmy Kimmel thing we saw at ABC.
Yeah.
When they took him off the air, I mean, some people celebrated for a hot minute, and then a lot of people canceled their subscriptions. A lot of people felt like we can't have that. Like when we're starting to censor people and and pull them off the air if they say something that you don't like. That's not where you want to be. And I think this would be a mistake. And I hope that the Washington Commanders say, we'll do it. We're not going to do it. And we'll do whatever we can to get the funding if we even have to wait and move on from there.
One thing you just said about the divisive part of it is, you just said Daniel Snyder was saying we're not going to cave and change the name. They did it. Like that's part of it, right? Like the divisive portion of it is, yes, we hear it's skewed in different directions, and there's no like middle ground on any of it, right? So whatever way you go, it's going to be bad for some side. So this is why
I don't look at it. I'm serious. If his name is not on it, I don't think his people or MAGA, or whatever you want to call them, are going to be like, oh, I'm not going to go to the game because his name is not on it.
Yeah, but he's putting his bid in to do that.
No, he's not making it public because he knows
he hasn't made it public yet.
Because he won't want to be embarrassed that they're not going to do it. Like that's the word.
That's what I'm saying.
That right, Rob G? It hasn't been reported that that's fact. But
it's not been confirmed.
You know what I'm saying?
The White House hasn't confirmed it. It's just sources.
Okay.
So he could always say, I never asked for my name to be on the stadium or whatever, and his followers or people won't feel a certain way.
But he's been open to say that he wanted the Commanders to change it back to the Redskins. So like he's been in good favor with some of that area, right, and some of that fandom. So I don't know. I wouldn't say it's not going to happen, right? I wouldn't.
I don't believe it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I really don't. You would have to give me another situation where somebody who was so divisive.
Yeah.
Seriously, like in a thing that you heard the boos yesterday. That's Washington D.C.
Yeah.
I'm just like
I get it, but you said another person that was divisive, LeBron, right? He's going to get a statue. Does that?
Yeah, but he plays for a certain team, and people who are with that team who won a championship feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
But also, when he first came to L.A., Rob G, did they not spray paint the murals?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Okay, so they did.
Yeah.
That's why I'm talking about the divisive part.
Yeah.
I just think this is weird to me. And if I'm the owner of the Commanders, I'm not. We're going to name it after. We're going to take corporate money and name it after FedEx or American Express or whatever. That's revenue. They don't put names on stadiums anymore. No,
it was RFK for a while, right?
Yeah, until somebody came with a check. What you got, Rob?
I was like, it happened.
Well, the question ultimately comes down to whether they do it. That's down the road.
Yeah.
If the speculation is accurate that they can't even get the stadium built without naming it after him, does that change the calculus?
No, I will
because
not be.
Because the owner is not going to pay out of his own pocket.
I will not be. I will not be strong-armed. You know what we do? This is me. You got 3 more years to be proud. We'll wait. We'll start the stadium in 3 years.
No,
that's a lot of lost money for
them. They're not doing that.
That's a lot of money that they're losing out on.
They are not waiting 3 years to get that stadium built.
What we could do is
and lose revenue.
No, what we could do is, I'm just saying, there's no way. It's a privately owned business.
Yeah.
This ain't state run or state. I get it, but this also benefits the city. Right, or the District of Columbia.
You sound like an NFL owner right now, Rob.
No.
It's going to benefit the community. You just got to give us $1.7 billion.
Exactly, all that infrastructure. This is what. Look at the teams that didn't do it. Like you could say and push back and using taxpayer money and all that until your team packs up and leaves, and then you see the, the economic realities of it.
Yeah,
I just wouldn't. I'm just telling you, I wouldn't do it. I would just have to figure out a different way to get it done. And then if I have to go back on it or then, pay back people who put up the money or whatever it is and find another way to do the financing. And then you own it outright rather than the city being involved or the district. There's another way of it. These people are really, really rich. And I'm not going to put a divisive name on a stadium that I might lose revenue for years to come because people won't come or embrace it, or people won't advertise with me, or won't. There's no reason to put a divisive figure on that stadium.
That word you keep saying, the divisive part of it, everybody is divisive on something.
No.
Yes, they are.
No.
Everybody's divisive on something.
Not on
No, Rob, I'm telling you, everybody's divisive on something. So obviously this is a polarizing one, but I'm just saying, everything that you look at that's out there, you can be divisive on.
No, because did you hear the boos on Sunday?
I couldn't. I was working. I ain't hear no boo. So I was in.
They were pretty loud. There was your fan base.
Yeah.
Inside. Those aren't piped in from elsewhere. That's your fan base.
Yeah.
Who booed the president when he spoke at. This was at halftime when they were swearing in some new right? Or what was it, Rob G? They were swearing in, I don't know what, like some sort of military person.
It was a Veterans Day, not celebration, but some kind of reference to
and
that,
it was bad. I couldn't hear it.
Yeah,
so.
it was a loud chorus of boos and like a really small smattering of cheers.
Yes, this is your fan base. Now, if you were down in Alabama or at some football stadium and everybody cheered, then you'd have no problem.
Right. Yeah.
You're trying to get it in Washington, D.C.? Do you know that's Chocolate City?
Chocolate City. That's right. No, I know.
The scuttlebutt is Trump wants their new stadium to be named after him. I think he's too divisive of a figure for the Commanders to even entertain that. Kerry says that some of his people would be upset.
Yeah, of course.
And if it's not that way, but I just can't see it. Where are you? 877-99 on Fox.
We're going to go to the callers. We'll go to Daniel from Michigan. You're on with the Odd Couple, man. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Doing
well.
Great. How are you?
Doing fantastic. I mean, say what you want about Trump, but booing during the Veterans Day address is honestly just disgusting. I mean, you have no respect for what he's saying. I mean, personally, I think he's too decisive a figure to put on the name of the stadium, but I can't believe they booed during the Veterans Day address. That's all.
Okay, That's fair.
Yep.
I mean, it tells you how divisive he is. That even for something like that, they didn't find the peace to be able to be like, okay, well let's let him do this.
Yeah, that's our world, though, Rob. That's why I'm not pointing to the divisive part of it. I'm not going to be the another extra on top of that. So let's go. Let's move on to Brian from Michigan. You're on with the Odd Couple, man. How are you?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's
Good,
up, Brian?
man.
How are you, bud?
I'm doing all right. So I got a simple fix to this problem. Rob, you said, you would wait the 3 years and then you'd fill your stadium. I mean, Daniel Snyder's going to get that check one way or another.
Well, he's not the owner anymore. Remember that. He's not the owner anymore.
Oh, well, either way, why not just get the check and say, hey, I'll just change the name to what I want in 3 years when he's gone? I mean.
Yeah, but you still would. But here's the problem, Brian. You would have caved, and people would have like the idea that this was even called the stadium. You might lose people, fans, and you might lose advertisers who say, you know what,
Yeah.
I don't want to be a part of this organization. I hear what you're saying,
Right.
but I think
Now,
that
give him a free Coke and a hot dog, man. He'll be all right. Hey, thanks, fellas.
All right, Brian.
Appreciate it.
All right, we got Sean from Sacramento. You're on with the Odd Couple.
Sean,
How you doing, brother?
what's up, Sean?
Yo, mother from another mother, cousin Kerry, and my brother behind the board, man. What up, Alex?
What's up, man?
Hey, yo,
Sean.
Trying to get slow like you, baby. Real quick on this one, man. Hey, I'm still booing President Trump all the way from over here in Sacramento, Veterans Day or not. We're talking about the same guy who constantly disrespects our veterans left and right, but I'm not going to go there. And the other thing I want to remind everybody of is the people going to those games are ex-federal workers who we helped get rid of with this new regime. So don't be surprised if he's getting booed in his own hometown for what it's worth. And to me, I wouldn't do it. I'm with you. No way, no how am I succumbing to the pressure. And matter of fact, I'm flipping the pressure on him, and I'm threatening to move my situation out of D.C. I'm threatening to move to Sacramento. I'm threatening to move to Virginia. I'm taking the game somewhere where they're going to appreciate me. And like you said, wait 3 more years, and Gavin Newsom paying for everything, just like he's still paying for this high-speed light rail that's supposed to be coming up in California. And at most, take it and rename the press box the Donald J. Trump press box, just like Uncle Rob, and you can take that to the bank like an Emmanuel Class A prop bet, baby.
Oh, my. There you go. He got it all
He went
in.
all in on
He
that.
got all in. I don't see it happening.
I mean,
If I'm wrong,
I don't
I'm
even
wrong.
think. I mean, this is just a conversation. I don't see it happening anyway. But again, it's like Yeah, I don't know.
I just think like, and I mentioned it, JFK.
Yeah.
The airport, Bush.
Mm-hmm.
Out in Houston, things are named after presidents and whatnot, or schools or stuff like that. There are plenty of places. In the Deep South, I think there's plenty of places that would want to put Trump's name on something.
Yeah.
I just don't. In Washington D.C., I just don't see that.
Rob, how many, you just said it, but like how many of those controversial figures are on statues and schools and airports? Like, it's always been that way.
Yeah, but not on a venue of that. You know what? A statue's different. Even a school journalist, business school's
talk about
name
the South. That's where
or
I'm
whatever,
from, right?
or the South. I'm just saying.
I'm from there.
You know how many statues got pulled down in 2020? Okay.
Yes.
So yes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
I mean, they did
but they ain't pay no money though, Rob. They also didn't even pay money.
They redesigned everything down there. You know that.
Yeah.
All right, Rob, so they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
They can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts, and while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share, do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.